CEO of Vintage, and I'm going to tell you a story about how I went from buying an old Bronco, having it break down, leak everywhere, drive bad, and just decided to make it better, and how we evolved that into this amazing mission to make classic cars safer, drive better, more reliable, and luxurious. And all of this started because I'm a car fanatic, so I've had over 50 cars since I was 21. Started with no money whatsoever, and I was always motivated by really, really nice cars. And so I worked my butt off and was fortunate enough to be able to buy a lot of the cars I wanted. So I've had Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, McLaren, AMG, Bentley, everything you can think of. But I always thought the old cars were really, really cool, and they had something special that the new cars didn't have. So I bought an old Bronco, and I never thought that in buying that old Bronco that we would be here today. But the truth is, I got that Bronco, and from 10 feet away in my driveway, it looked really nice because it's a good-looking car. But boy, that thing was absolutely terrible. Everything else about that car, other than the way it looked, was extremely annoying and painful. Everything from the way it drove, which was very, very loose and scary and all over the road. The brakes barely worked. And it broke down a lot. Smelled like gas, leaked everywhere. My wife hated the car. And she basically said to me, it's me or the Bronco. And I decided to keep both. And so I went from fixing my own car and then realizing that a lot of people had the same desire. They always wanted an old car, but they didn't want the old car problems. So what the heck do you do? And so got into restoration as a hobby, just something I like to do, and found that a lot of people out there, they were so used to modern cars, they didn't want to go back into time. They didn't want to have to deal with breakdowns. They weren't mechanics. They didn't want to fix their car. And so it was very clear that what people wanted was a classic looking vehicle that had no problems and had modern technology and drove like a modern car. And so the journey went from restoration to restomod, modern chassis, modern drivetrain, modern body, modern parts. And then what we really realized was that what people wanted wasn't an old car. In fact, they would pay a premium to not have any problems and have it drive like their normal G-Wagon, Range Rover 2025 car. And when we really started blowing up on social media, women wanted the car. And a lot of the women had kids. And so safety became a big deal. And this is where the Restomod had limitations. You can try to make an old car as modern as possible, but you can't actually make it into a modern car. And so I'm going to show you behind the scenes of how we transformed a hobby into restoration, into restomods, into what is truly the world's first fully modernized classic car. And this right here, this is the foundation of the entire vehicle. And instead of trying to take a 1960s chassis, which had a lot of limitations, geometry, short wheelbase, narrow track width, no modern engineering or safety features, we started with a modern 2025 platform. And the difference in reliability, in drivability, and in safety features is over a 10x difference, an order of magnitude better. And having had all these cars in my past, I knew what our customers wanted. And because they're not purists, they're not collectors, they didn't want to just buy a $250,000 car and have it sit in their garage. They wanted to actually drive it. This is what made sense. And so we went on a journey, which was to start with a modern 2025 chassis. And instead of making an old car more modern, we took a modern car chassis and built a vintage car on top of it. And the difference is night and day. So a little physics lesson here for you. Short wheelbase cars, which they don't make anymore for a reason, they don't drive and track like a normal car. So the old 1960s trucks have a short wheelbase, in this case 92 inches. And the track width, which is the distance between this tire, this wheel, and this wheel, was also narrow. So now, do a little geometry here. Imagine in your platform is a narrow track width and a short wheelbase, that's going to make for a very interesting driving experience, especially if you're going to go more than 25 miles per hour. In addition to that, the old trucks had solid axles. Great if you're off-roading, but I can tell you 99% of our customers and customers that typically buy Range Rovers and G-Wagons, they're not off-roading it. So now you want something that's going to drive better. So this right here has a 100.4 inch wheelbase. 8 inches makes a big difference. And it has a wider track width. So your distance between here and here, farther out, therefore giving you a much better center of gravity. Independent front suspension is going to give you the identical feel that you're used to in your modern car that you drive every day. And then the most important part is going to be safety features. You can't put safety features retroactively into a classic car. If we could, we would have done it. And so instead of trying to make that happen, which is impossible, you start with this modern chassis. And think about how far we've come from a technology, engineering, and design perspective over the last 50, 60 years. It's evolved a lot. And so in this chassis right here, this frame, are crumple zones that are designed and engineered already in the body, in the frame, to protect the occupants inside. You want that. There's a big misconception out there that they don't build them like they used to. What people actually mean by that is that they don't build the cars as good looking as they used to, right? But they definitely build them much, much better, much more safer, much more reliable. So you want crumple zones in your car because if you get hit, you want to have protection inside of the cabin. So crumple zones built in the frame of our modern classic. Side impact beams in the doors. Back in the 60s, that was not a thing. So if you get hit from the side, no side protection. So here we have side impact beams in both of the doors, and you have a functional roll bar that's actually tied to the chassis. It's not just decorative. And then the biggest difference of our modern classic and what you get the benefit from a safety features perspective is you have 6 airbags. So you've got an airbag here, dual stage in the front driver's side, dual stage airbag in front of the passenger side. You have side impact seat mounted airbags in each of the front seats. That's 4. And then these things right here that span all the way from the A pillar all the way to the back gives you side and rear passenger protection. Those are your curtain airbags. You've got 2 of those. So now you have 6 airbags. And basic things that you expect in your modern car: traction control, anti-lock brakes, roll sensor, stability control. All these things are in the foundation of your $250,000 investment. Now think about it. If you're not a collector, you're not a mechanic, you're not going to go to car shows, you're not trying to buy this thing and just keep it in your garage. You actually want to drive it. You're going to want a longer wheelbase. You're going to want independent front suspension. You're going to want crumple zones, side impact beams, functional roll bar, modern things like traction control, anti-lock brakes, and you're definitely going to want 6 airbags. So no car today is even allowed to be made new without passing NHTSA FMVSS compliance. So this vehicle is NHTSA FMVSS compliant. We tested it. And so now this is just a chassis, right? You guys probably don't think about this, nor do you want to have to think about it. It's just here to protect you. Then what we did was we took a classic inspired look and built it painstakingly, 900 handmade, handcrafted labor hours into a modern classic. So you get the best of both worlds. You get a classic inspired look, but you're not going to have any rust. It's not going to break down. It's not going to drive bad. And the best part is you're going to have modern safety features. So if you have kids, or even if you don't have kids and you just plan on driving it, like to work on the freeway, you want to be able to take it out of town, go on a road trip, go to the lake, go to the beach, drive it in the rain. These are things that you cannot do in a classic car with confidence at all. And therefore, most classic cars sit. And all the people that I know that have classic cars, they actually have a love-hate relationship with their classic. They love the way it looks. They hate everything else about it. And so blending the two together is a form of art and a engineering and a actual craftsmanship art. And there's 900 hours that goes into this transformation. And I'm going to show you in our factory here in Atlanta how we make that happen. So this is one of our facilities in Atlanta, Georgia. We are just wrapping up the day, so everybody went home. This is our inspection tunnel, and I'll show you how we go through our rigorous process to build these. This is our assembly line. And this is all the sub-assembly that happens to be able to build these vehicles. This is chassis upfitting. Now I'm going to show you behind the scenes so you can understand. It's going to be a little bit loud back here. So we went and stamped brand new steel panels, classic inspired design. That is 100% American-made Detroit steel. Definitely not made in Taiwan or China. It is actually super high quality, perfect lines, and no rust, and we own the tools and the stamping and the molds to make these. So we control our own supply chain, and there's no rust in any of this. And what we do is we painstakingly take these panels and we fit them onto a modern car chassis. This is the best of both worlds. And what you get is at the foundation a really nice steel body. It feels heavy. It feels like a classic car, but you don't have any of the problems. And check this out. Down to the millimeter for every single body line and gap, we measure everything. And one thing about classic cars that are notorious, if you know anyone with a classic, ask them. The body lines back in the 60s, 70s were really bad, right? Even back then. And not only does it look bad, it creates wind noise, and you can have leaks. You don't want that. So we take our brand new body panels, we mount them to the chassis, and it goes through a transformation of hundreds of labor hours, all done by hand by our team here in Atlanta of passion-driven artists and engineers. And the result that you get, it is truly, absolutely amazing. And I will walk you through these cars. We have some in inventory. We have some builds in progress that are for sale, or you can custom build one from scratch. I'll call out the colors too so you can see. This one right here that's getting its photo shoot is Arcadian Blue. Really, really nice color. And behind it is Brittany Blue. Very popular color. This right here, Diamond Blue. Absolutely gorgeous. This is Midnight Blue. Really, really nice. And this is Wimbledon White. We actually have one for sale in Wimbledon White that's available right now. So if you don't want to wait, you want to be driving it this weekend, for sale. This one right here is Aspen Green. Really beautiful color. Tan soft top. I will open this here and show you inside. Okay, so you got your modern creature comforts, including power steps. Nice upgrade. On the outside, all of the door handles and hardware, billet aluminum, super high quality, very expensive. And then we send it to Detroit to be chromed. Your G-Wagon, Range Rover, Lamborghini Urus door handle is plastic. This is billet aluminum. And then when you look inside, the level of detail and craftsmanship to build this all by hand is absolutely stunning. All billet aluminum pieces. You've got your vintage window crank, but you don't have to roll it. You just press that. Again, very big piece of hardware here, made of billet aluminum and brushed. You got all these leather details, and inside you have technology that you'd find in a 2025. So you've got a 12-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I don't know about you guys, but I tried driving cars that didn't have Apple CarPlay after I've been spoiled by Apple CarPlay. I didn't like it. So touchscreen navigation, dual zone climate control. It's kind of dark in here. I'll open up the soft top so you can see USB-A and USB-C. Let's go around here and I'll show you. While we're back here, beautiful teak wood. This is a tobacco leaf leather interior. Super nice. And then listen to that sound. If you have a G-Wagon where your friend has a G-Wagon, you know this beautiful sound. That is a sound of very heavy grade steel. It's built like a tank, and we wanted it to feel classic. And so you got just this beautiful show quality paint job. This is olive green, kind of metallic look. Call it aspen green. And I'll show you. This right here is a soft top. This is our own custom soft top that we had engineered and manufactured. Let there be light. All right. So this right here is your tobacco leaf leather interior. And then this, all this stitching, this is Alcantara right here. And we use Alcantara everywhere that isn't leather. So all of this right here is wrapped in Alcantara, and then right here, all of that. And you can see the level of stitching and detail. It's like a giant handbag or baseball glove. And there are 12 leather colors that we offer. And then within the leather colors, you can choose from diamond stitching, pleated, which is like vertical stripes. You can go woven leather. I'll show you one of those. And you can even do a custom plaid interior as well. There are many, many color options you can choose from, including the dash color. This one here is body matching. And earlier I showed you the airbags, but I'm going to show you what they look like inside the car. So here, airbag number 1, side impact seat mounted airbag in the front driver's side. This is your dual stage front driver side airbag. You're definitely going to want this one. Then you've got your dual stage passenger front airbag. There's your airbag sticker here. And then you've got your other seat mounted side impact passenger side airbag. And right here, that's your curtain airbag that spans all the way from here all the way to the back. All of it wrapped in Alcantara. All of it, by the way, tested FMVSS compliant. So now you think about driving down the road in a vehicle with no airbags, no crumple zones, no anti-lock brakes, no traction control, none of the things that you take for granted, and you can see how people don't drive their old car very often. With this, you could drive this every single day. You could drive it on a road trip. You could drive it to the beach, in the rain, with your kids inside, and it's going to track and drive and steer and brake like a normal 2025 vehicle. You're going to have all of your technology, which we're so spoiled today by modern technology, kind of hard to live without. For example, you have hands-free calling with noise canceling. You're definitely going to want that. You got cruise control. You can control your music, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and you have the choice of automatic or manual. Shift on the fly 4-wheel drive. So if you're in a climate where you need 4-wheel drive, you can do that without stopping. There's no manual locking hubs. All of it is done electronically. And what's nice too is that almost none of you guys are mechanics, and even if you are, you probably don't want to have to fix your car, right? You just want to drive it. And if that's you, then you're definitely going to want a modern car, because my old Bronco spent more time in my mechanic shop than it did in my possession. And so I'm going to walk you through the rest of the truck here. So this right here is our soft top. It is waterproof, so you could drive it in the rain, in the snow. I've personally driven this in the snow, and you have normal climate, heated seats. It's a waterproof top, and you can see one hand on the phone, one hand up here. You can quickly go from closed to open. And I love this because we built a bunch of restorations and restomods, and the biggest complaint was about the soft top. Pain in the ass. And so when we built this car, we said, all right, we want a soft top that makes it way easier to use. And what you get now is this moonroof mode where you can have it fully enclosed and open and close the soft top. You can put it in safari mode like Juan has over here, where the sides are off and the rear is off and the moonroof is open. You can open or shut that. And then you can also take the whole thing off if you want. So it gives you a lot of versatility and very easy to use. So I'm actually gonna sit inside and show you how quickly you can go from your half open moonroof to enclosed. So here I am. I'm gonna shut the door here. So I've got one hand on the phone. Here's the top. And then all I have to do is clamp that one. Clamp that one. And so now I'm sitting at a red light and I decide, you know what? It's actually really nice out. So all I'm gonna do is simply pop that and pop that. One hand up here. Boom. And yes, you can drive 75 miles, 80 miles an hour with this open. And there's a little safety latch right here as well. That way it's not going anywhere. And you'd be very surprised. You can drive this on the freeway with this open and still have a conversation on your hands-free as well. And so that top comes in several different colors. This one is tan. It also comes in black, white, Wimbledon white, navy blue, and espresso, which is a new color. And very easy to unzip all this too. So this will require two hands, but I'll just show you. You can, there's Velcro here, and a zipper there. Velcro here. And yes, it is waterproof, and we test each soft top with a water test during test miles. So that seal right there, it ensures that water will not come in. And here, that exposes the upper zipper, and then you can unzip this window and take it off. I've timed myself. I can do it in 4 minutes and 30 seconds to remove the whole thing or put the whole thing back on. So done it with a little bit of practice. As far as the moonroof goes, you can put that on and off in like 15 seconds. So definitely much, much easier to live with. All of the hardware that we use on the truck is custom made and very, very high quality and heavy. So this is a piece of space grade aluminum on a CNC machine, and then we send it to Detroit to be chromed. So all that right there, really, really nice. All stainless or chrome hinges. Even the emblems are also made of billet aluminum as well. And the details, you will be absolutely impressed by it. And we know this because we went for perfection, and it was hard, and it's still hard. Perfection, like, you never actually get there, and world class is like 99%, right? And so our team of people, they have specifications for every single step of the entire process, which I'll show you on the assembly line. And we have quality checks at every station to ensure quality. But quite frankly, the process is very good and the parts are very good, but the people that we have, they make all the difference. And they're amazing. They love what they do. It's a passion-built company. I started this company purely because I just loved old cars, but I hated all the problems. I didn't start the company to make money. But I am a serial entrepreneur, and I was able to get this thing off the ground painstakingly, vehicle after vehicle, all with one mission. How do we make it better? And we never stop asking how we can make it better. And we partner with best-in-class companies. So Fox, the premier company in the space, Fox CEO is our client and friend. So during our R&D process, we were able to use Fox's lab and bring our prototype there and tune custom set of settings for this vehicle. So this is upgraded coilover suspension, and you can actually dial it in here. We already tune it for on-road driving, freeway driving. If you want to go off-road, you can absolutely do it. It's got 33-inch BF Goodrich tires. These wheels here too, they look classic but also brand new, and they're made of forged aluminum. Very, very expensive, very lightweight. They weigh about 20 pounds, so those are 17-inch. You can get this in polished, satin black, or white, or Wimbledon white. And we just rolled out a retro wheel that looks like Steelies from the 1960s, which usually are just very heavy, but they're forged aluminum as well. And that's really the essence of everything we do. It looks old, but it's not. And therefore, it's perfect, and you don't have problems. So if that is what you like, then you will really, really enjoy this vehicle. All right, here's the back seat. By the way, if you're making comments, we are broadcasting to YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and a couple other platforms too. So all the comments don't show up. So if I don't answer your question, I apologize. These are your pillows. Some people love the car so much they want to sleep in it. Soon we'll include a blanket, half kidding. And then back here you can see your teak wood in the cargo area. And there's plenty of leg room, so I'm not super tall by any means, but I could sit back here easily and even put my feet up there. And the view's not bad here either. All right. I'm gonna bring you to our assembly line so you can understand our process and how we're able to build quality into each vehicle. And if you know anything about manufacturing, I think you'll really appreciate and can understand the lengths that we go to. Before I do that, I also want to show you back here. So this very vintage looking bumper back here, a lot of old cars had this kind of flat style, straight style bumper. It is 100% steel, so it's all American made steel, chromed in Detroit. But take a look at this here, parking sensors and backup camera that appears on your 12-inch screen up on your dash. And that really is our whole goal. How do we keep it looking vintage but give you the modern safety features? Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to back up my $250,000 car into another car or the garage or a pole. And so that's one example of how we blend the two together. Now check this out. The farther away I get, you don't even know it's there. And that's the beauty of it. You don't know the crumple zones are there. You don't know the anti-lock brakes and the traction controls there. You don't know the airbags are there. You don't want to know all that. Which, by the way, in addition to the other safety features, there's also pre-collision assist with emergency braking. So if you have any modern cars, which everybody here probably does, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not paying attention, car in front of you stops suddenly, it's gonna give you a beep and a visual warning, and it will brake for you. LED lighting all around. Also has lane keep assist as well. Believe it or not, we have built these for people who bought this as a first car for their 16-year-old, kids. And so you can imagine not something you would do with an old car, but with this, you could do it with confidence. Gotta have the money though. But yeah, I may have been guilty of doing the same thing. But this right here, truly a engineering and blend of art and science. And I'm gonna walk you over to the assembly line where you can see how we actually make this magic happen. And this is all in Atlanta, Georgia, by the way. So, all right, here we go. There's Andy, one of our engineers. All right, so this is Wimbledon white. Super nice, fresh out of the paint booth. Show quality paint job, by the way. And, I share these things not to brag, but I can tell you that we have had the pickiest of the pickiest buyers you can think of. People that can afford any car they could possibly want. People have spent well over $1 million on restorations. Kevin Hart, Kevin, if you're watching, Kevin showed me all of his cars. He had 15 of them, and they were all restomods. Ones he had spent, $500,000 to $1 million on. And because they were built on an old chassis and they tried to modernize them, they didn't quite have all of the same driving characteristics, reliability, and definitely not the technology, and zero of the safety features of a modern car. So you can only drive them short distance, slow speed, nice day, not in the rain, probably not with your kids, and you're definitely not gonna take it on a road trip. And so the kind of buyers that we have, they're very, very picky. They want the car to be perfect. And so we reverse engineered perfect, starting with the foundation, the chassis, which you know. And then every step of the process, we have standard operating procedures, SOPs. Seems like no big deal, but I would say almost very, very few of the builders out there do that. Mechanics will build things by memory and feel. Here, standard operating procedures, torque spec for every nut and bolt, and then we have audits that happen with our quality engineers in the station. And so when this Wimbledon white truck tomorrow completes station 1, everything is checked, and we have a very simple binary quality check. It's 100% perfect or it's not. 99% fail. 98% definitely a fail. In school, if you make a 98 or 99, you're happy, but here it's got to be perfect. And the reason why is because you can't inspect for quality at the very end, which is what a lot of people do. We used to do that too when we were in restoration. Instead, when you build it this way, you have the ability to audit everything, make sure it's perfect, and then if it's 100%, it goes to the next station. And then we repeat this process over and over and over, so our people get really, really good at it. People, process, parts. And I should say passion too. If you need 4 Ps, there's your 4th one. And when you combine those things and you're maniacal about grading everything and documenting everything, I came from a technology background. We're extremely data driven. So everything we do at the very, very end of our final inspection, we look at people, process, parts. Every station, every inspection, there are hundreds and hundreds of them all along the way. And we simply ask, how do we make it better? And our people, they want to be better. Our process, we're maniacal about it. And our parts, if we can't find the best quality parts in the world, we make them. And you combine that over and over and you do it with passion, and what you end up getting is an amazing, really piece of art that you could drive every single day. And what I love about it is because I'm not a mechanic, I can't afford, from a time perspective, to have anything happen. I got to get to work, I have to get to school, I have to take care of my kids, my family. Breaking down on the side of the road, guys, the very last thing that I want to have happen. And when you drive a fully modernized classic on a modern 2025 drivetrain chassis platform, you don't have to worry about that, which is just like a really liberating thing, because you're driving down the road and everybody's looking at you like, wow, what year is that? Oh my God, that's so cool. 1960s, 1970s. But you have the confidence and the pleasure of knowing that you have everything underneath it all. Reliability, technology, engineering, design, safety, all of it. So in this station, this is macadamia metallic, for sale, by the way. So if you want this color, this is going to be done in the next few days. It'll be for sale and ready to ship next week. And so right now we got the interior in, and it's going into getting roadworthy. All the fluids will get in, all the electrical will get in. We do our quality checks. If it's 100%, then it goes to road testing. And then road testing, which is over there, we put it on the alignment rack, and then we go through an entire process of checking every component and then documenting everything, including a water test to make sure it's waterproof. Okay, then after it comes back from our test miles, it goes through this final inspection tunnel, which is another very rigorous process. This one happens to be our demo Love Shack Fancy collaboration that we did with this fashion brand, one-of-one build, very crazy. Then we go through a whole inspection process, and then it goes to our punch list area. In the punch list area, anything that's not 100% perfect is then taken care of here by our team, who does a phenomenal job. This is diamond blue. And then once that is done, it goes into final detail. And if you joined us for the live earlier today, this was going through with our master detailers. We have 4 master detailers, and they put in an entire day's work to get it ready for final inspection. And this right here, Caribbean turquoise. 1960s paint color, super vintage looking, wearing Wimbledon white for the grille, chrome for the trim, vintage stripes, Wimbledon white for the top, and now you have worn glove for the interior. This right here is your tailgate, teak wood. This has every option on it. So the options would be this teak wood. This right here opens up and you have your hidden cooler. You've got your leather details. This is a 10-inch subwoofer that we engineered and put inside of here. Super clean, really, really nice sound. Focal audio for the speaker system. And you can see all those details. If you have kids, latch system. So you can tether your car seat, booster seat, and all the seats are tied to the actual chassis. And then all these seals are functional. You're not gonna have any wind noise or any kind of water leaks. And then back here, parking sensors, backup camera. This right here is pretty cool. This right here is so back in the day when people drove with the tailgate open, you can still see the license plate. Fun fact. Power steps. Power windows. There's your airbags. Here's a good look at the back seats. These seats fold down too, so you can take this and quickly drop the seat. I'll do it real quick so you can see. So you've got a 50-50 split. You can close the other one too. Put golf bags back there, storage. And this is a Wimbledon white soft top. Let a little bit of light in there. Love the sound of steel closing. All your lines and gaps perfect down the millimeter. All this right here, billet aluminum hardware. Wimbledon white on the dash. There's your airbag. And your passenger side. Airbag in your front steering wheel. Side impact airbags in each of the front seats. Curtain airbags. So this is our demo truck, which we will enjoy driving. It has every single option, including the Fox upgraded coilover suspension, the Roush Performance package, has the teak wood and the premium stereo system, has the power steps and the vintage stripes. And this is our soft top in Safari mode with the moonroof open. Absolutely stunning. All right, so this is our demo truck, which means we'll keep it for a while, do some content, put it in some music videos, use it for test drives and some shows, and then we'll sell it. So if you want that one, you can reserve it, but it is not for sale yet. However, we do have builds that are in stock, ready to ship. I'm gonna show you two of them. And we have builds in progress that you could even customize if you move quickly on it. And one of them is right here. So this right here is Arcadian Blue. This is Midnight Blue, for sale and available right now. This one's ready to ship. So if you love midnight blue, you don't want to wait, and you want to be driving it like this weekend, reach out to our team. You can text or call us. It has every upgrade. This one has the matching dash, premium stereo with 10-inch subwoofer, power steps, all this right here, Alcantara wrapped on your entire roll bar. And then of course inside the roll bar houses your side curtain airbags, 6 total airbags. Comes with this soft top in black. If you're curious about price, you can go to our website, vintagemodern.co. There's a link to inventory. There's also a link to our configurator where you can see all 30 paint colors, all 12 interior colors, all of the options and the upgrades. You can pick the different colors and make it your own. So in stock now, ready to ship. Midnight blue, chrome trim, worn glove for the interior, every option. This thing's beautiful. Arcadian blue, I love it. A little close up here if you can see the metallic. This is really, really nice. This one here is a customer build, chalk gray with snow white interior. I'm gonna be really careful with this one because it's about to ship. I'm not gonna get too close to it. And then we have this Brittany blue. This is a client build, but we have another one that's on the assembly line that we're building now and is available and will be done the next couple weeks here. So if you want something now, midnight blue in stock, ready to ship. Wimbledon white in stock, ready to ship. And Brittany blue right behind it. There's a boxwood green that's in progress as well. So go to our website, vintagemodern.co. You can also text or call us and we will answer your questions, walk you through our build process. We also offer financing and we take trades. And we are based in Atlanta, Georgia. We can ship worldwide. We just had one ship to Germany. We have some in Dubai, Canada, Mexico, and right here in the United States. So we ship all over the country. Shipping is very, very easy for us. But best way to understand what we have in inventory, either go to our website, vintagemodern.co, or you can text or call us and we'll walk you through what we have. So we've got options from a custom build from the ground up. You can grab that midnight blue ready to ship, the Wimbledon white ready to ship, or you can grab a build in progress, which is one of these chassis right here, and even customize it. Or we can do a custom build from the ground up. Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate all of the support that you've shown us. And reach out to our team. We'd love to chat with you and tell you more about these fully modernized classic builds. And again, in conclusion, I want you to know this is not a restoration. It's not a resto mod. It is not an old car that we made modern. We used to do that. This right here is a modern chassis underneath, right here, with modern car reliability, modern car driving characteristics, modern car technology. The most important thing, modern car safety features. And instead of making an old car more modern, which has a lot of limitations, we made a modern car and transformed it into this piece of art that you could drive every single day with your family, in the rain, on the freeway, on a road trip, and you'll have all your technology, all your normal driving characteristics of your Range Rover or G-Wagon, but you have something special, something extremely different. There's lots of G-Wagons and Range Rovers everywhere. If you live in LA or Miami, even a Lamborghini Urus is extremely common. But when you pull up in this, it says something about you. You have a great taste in design, and it's subtle in some ways. It's quiet luxury. If you know, you know. But the biggest thing you'll know is a peace of mind of reliability and safety. And then we back everything with our own bumper-to-bumper warranty, white glove service, meaning that we have our own certified traveling technicians. They know the vehicle inside and out. They work for us full time. We're not just going to farm it out to some company and tell you to send the receipt. I know a lot of companies do that. We have our own people. We come to your home in your driveway. We do it fast, and then the cost for it is zero. Let me repeat that. If anything comes up after delivery, which is unlikely, because it's built on a modern car chassis, we have our own team of traveling technicians certified. They come to you very, very quickly in your driveway. They take care of it. The cost is $0. That's how confident we are in the quality and the craftsmanship, and we stand behind the product. So, okay. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Really appreciate you joining. Go to vintagemodern.co or give us a text or a phone call, and our team is standing by, and we'll walk you through our inventory and what we have in progress. And we appreciate you. Thank you guys.